Edward Hopper, 1882-1967, was a prominent American realist painter and printmaker, known for his evocative depictions of modern American life. Born in Nyack, New York, Hopper showed an early interest in art, and by the age of 17, he had begun formal art studies. He studied at the New York School of Art under prominent artists such as Robert Henry, who encouraged his students to paint realistic scenes of urban life. Hopper's early career was marked by struggles and modest success. He initially worked as an illustrator for advertising agencies, a job he found unfulfilling. However, these experiences honed his skills in composition and detail, which would later become hallmarks of his painting style. He made several trips to Europe between 1906 and 1910, where he was exposed to the works of the Impressionists and other contemporary movements, but he remained largely unaffected by these trends, sticking to his realist roots. Hopper's breakthrough came in the 1920s when his work began to receive critical acclaim. His painting House by the Railroad, 1925, is often cited as his first major work, showcasing his characteristic themes of solitude and isolation in the American landscape. This painting, along with others like Automat, 1927, and Room in New York, 1932, highlights Hopper's interest in capturing the quiet moments of daily life, often imbued with a sense of melancholy or introspection. Perhaps his most famous work, Nighthawks, 1942, encapsulates many of the themes that define Hopper's oeuvre: urban loneliness, the stark contrast of light and shadow, and the stillness of night. The painting shows a brightly lit diner at night, with a few solitary figures sitting in silence, each seemingly lost in their own thoughts. Nighthawks has become an iconic image in American art, symbolizing the alienation and anonymity of modern urban life. Hopper's style is characterized by his use of light and shadow to create mood and atmosphere. His scenes often feature sharp contrasts between brightly lit areas and deep shadows, contributing to the dramatic effect of his compositions. He had a keen eye for architecture and often depicted urban environments, streets, diners, theaters, and lighthouses, with a meticulous attention to detail. Despite this realism, his works are imbued with a sense of stillness and an almost dreamlike quality, inviting viewers to contemplate the psychological depth of his subjects. In addition to his urban scenes, Hopper also painted rural landscapes and seascapes, particularly in New England, where he spent much of his later life. Works like Cape Cod Morning, 1950, and Lighthouse at Two Lights, 1929, reflect his fascination with light, space, and the interaction between people and their environments. Hopper's personal life was closely intertwined with his art. He married Josephine Nivison, a fellow artist, in 1924, and she became his lifelong muse and the model for many of the women in his paintings. The couple lived a relatively quiet life in New York City, where Hopper maintained a studio in Greenwich Village. Despite his fame, Hopper was known for his reclusive nature and was often described as introverted and reserved. Throughout his career, Hopper received numerous accolades, and his work was widely exhibited, securing his place as one of the most important American artists of the 20th century. His influence extends beyond the visual arts. His exploration of themes like solitude, alienation, and the passage of time has resonated with filmmakers, writers, and other artists. Edward Hopper died in 1967, but his legacy lives on. His paintings continue to captivate audiences with their poignant exploration of modern life, and his ability to convey complex emotions through simple, everyday scenes has solidified his status as a master of American realism. Hopper's work remains a powerful reflection on the human condition, capturing the quiet, often unnoticed moments that define our lives.